Hello, Adam here. Very excited to have you today. And today I'm going to teach you how to paint this painting right here. I'll show you every brush, every color, and every technique that you'll need to do this painting yourself. So let's just get to the video. Enjoy. Okay, so today what I got is I got a black canvas that you can see. It's 16 by 20 like I normally use. And I just covered it with a very thin coat of liquid clear. You can get this liquid clear really about anywhere. Amazon, of course, most of your local major art stores will have it, but it's a very, very thin coat. Once you think it's thin enough, you probably need to take a shop towel and wipe over it once or twice, okay? But a shop towel, not a regular white paper towel. That'll leave all kinds of little pieces of paper on the canvas, and you don't want that. Okay, what I also did is I took a little bit of phthalo blue and just kind of put it thinly down here in the bottom. And then right up here where we'll have that moon, a little bit of phthalo blue right there, and just really thin. Then right here in this corner, a little bit of alizarin crimson, okay? So the first thing I'll do today is I'll grab a 1-inch landscape brush and just touch a little bit of that titanium white, okay? Just a little bit. I'll start with just a little bit on the brush. I can always put more if I need it. And right in here, we'll start to develop the glow of the moon. I just kind of turn it in a circle, making it a little smaller than what I really want it because it's going to continue to grow on us a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take a dry 2-inch brush and just kind of pull it out here. Pull it out on the edges. There we go. Might have to do that a couple times to fade it in the way you want it on the edges. And once I've pulled it out some, I go through like this, kind of in a rounding motion as I go around. All right, I don't really want those lines that pulled out initially to stay there. I want those to kind of just fade in softly. Okay? Not too much to it, really. Just takes a little bit of time. I'm just continuing to look at the edge, make sure it looks mostly round. Doesn't have to be perfect, but mostly round. Okay, something about like that. I'll reach over and grab a filbert brush now and go right back into titanium white. Get a good amount there on the brush. And let's come right up here. Now I'm actually going to put the moon in. Okay? And you could use something to help you get this thing in here perfectly round if you want, but I don't know, maybe I'm a little crazy. I like to test myself sometimes. I normally wipe out the filbert brush if I got to go back into the white, because it will pick up a little bit of blue. I just fill this in. There we go. And it just needs to be mostly round. Okay? It is an oil painting. It's okay to have, you know, a few flaws in it. It's not going to be exactly lifelike. Well, once I got a pretty round looking moon, I'll wipe out that filbert brush real good on a paper towel. I've always got paper towels sitting right down here just for that. Now, I'm just going to dab it. Get those lines out of there. Okay? It takes the little lines out. And what I think it does, it kind of helps it to look like there's little craters on the moon. We'll say it craterizes it some. I don't know that that's a word, but I'm going to go ahead and use it. Okay, and once I've done that a few times, I'll even come up here and touch a little blue, a little bit of that crimson. Just mix that a little. And now I'll just dab it again. Just dab it in spots, okay? Put a little color on this moon. I don't know exactly what these little craters look like, but I just put some in here. Honestly, I don't think it matters all that much. Put a few little craters in here. Adds a little color to it. Dab it a few times till you're satisfied. That's all. Okay. And I think something about like that looks pretty good. Let me go back to my 1-inch brush. And again, just touch a little bit with titanium white. And right over in here where I had that alizarin crimson, I'm just going to begin to touch that some. Hopefully some of that crimson will start to show through. Yeah, I can see it there. I'm not sure if you can. And we'll just make what hopefully will look like a little Milky Way or something like that coming through here. Again, start off lightly, very, very lightly. Okay. And I'll just go back and kind of tap it. Kind of blend it this way. And let me grab my mop brush and I'll just turn it on this just gently. There we go. Just blending that into the painting. Just soft. Now a mop brush has got very fine hairs on it, so if you're not familiar with it, a few hairs will probably pull off. This is very, very tacky stuff right here, this liquid clear. That's okay. You just go back and flick them off when you're done. Important thing is getting this to look the way you want it to look. Okay. Yeah, we'll let it come out a little bit. Go back to that 1-inch brush and just kind of tap over it. There we go. Like I said, when you're done, you just find a clean brush and flick those hairs right off. No problem. No problem at all. Okay, I'll set my palette down for just a moment. I'm going to grab a palette knife and a smaller size fan brush. I'm just going to tap just the tip of my fan brush into a little bit of liquid white. I'm going to come up here and see if I can put some stars in this painting. All I'm going to do is real gently just flick. Just gently. Softer the better, especially in the beginning. Okay, hope you can see those going on there. Put some up here in this corner. There we go. Just a few stars in the night sky. I'll grab my palette again and get me a little bit larger fan brush. And now I'm going to mix up a color to put in a few evergreen trees. And I'll just get a little bit of black and a little bit of blue. No green, even though I just called them evergreens. A little black, a little blue. Super dark right now. You're not going to be able to see much just yet, but I'll put in a few little trees that you can kind of see poking up right back here. Okay. Right under that moon. And we'll stick a couple up right here. Maybe this one even has, some shape to it where you can see it a little bit. Very much just a silhouette for now, though. Just a silhouette. That's all we need. Let's put one more in right in here. A little bit smaller. That's nice. You can really see it over that Milky Way we put in there. Okay. And I'll go back to a couple of these smaller trees right here, and I'll just turn them into a little bit larger trees. Again, I know you can't really see a lot going on right there just yet. That's okay. That is okay. There we go. Put one more right in here. All right, I'll set that down. I'm going to grab my palette knife and just run it through a little bit of titanium white. And on these bigger trees, we'll give them a little bit of a trunk showing through. There's a couple sticks in here. Okay, now you can't scratch this. That won't work. It's just black underneath. All right, and let me take another fan brush, the one I used with the white. And we'll just highlight these a little. I always start soft because you can always come back and add more to it. A little highlight on these right here. There we go. Don't need too much with those just yet. Okay, I'll stick with that fan brush, get some more white in it. And let's do this. Let's say right in here, we got a little river coming down, okay? Somewhere right in here, we'll make a little waterfall. And all you got to do is just bring it down. Don't worry about it too much. I normally go a little bit further over than what I think I'm going to need just to make sure I got plenty of room. Okay, and put some splashes in, and all I'm doing is taking this fan brush, pushing, letting it bend up like this, and then those bristles hit and form a little splash. There we go. Take it and bring it out. A little bit more of the river right there. See how the phthalo blue comes out? Ain't that nice looking? And we'll come right here and put in another little fall. There we go. See how easy that is? Just bring it over and drop it down. Same thing. We'll let it splash a little right in here. Okay. Let's continue on with the water down here at the bottom. There we go. I'm sticking with that fan brush. I'll just come right up in here and just try to make it look like a few weeds sticking up at this shoreline. That ain't that important back there, but we'll get a little bit in there just for something against the water. Okay. And let me go back to my dark fan brush. Make sure I got enough color on it. And let's see. Let's take this tree right here, extend them on down. There we go. It's about right there. Same thing with this one. We'll bring him down somewhere in there. And I think those trees, you'd probably have to see a little bit of highlight on these trees too. Okay. That'll help them stand out. There we go. Something like that. And this one here, I really like that dark up there, so I want to leave most of that. But we'll give them some highlights down here going towards the bottom of the tree. There we go. Get a little brown, mix it with the black. And right under here, just try to put in a little bit of land right there. Probably don't need too much. Just a little. Take a little bit of white. Put some highlights. Maybe those are little rocks back there that you can kind of see. Okay. Go back to the edge of this waterfall right here and make sure that looks good. All right. And let's see. How about this? We grab our brush, the one with the dark on it. We get a lot more here. And how about right over here? We got a great big tree. We're going to come all the way down this painting. There we go. Just touch at the top and bring it all the way down. These limbs that go into the Milky Way look very, very good. Cover up a lot of that bank back there. And we'll just kind of bring it over the edge of this waterfall. You almost always need something to hide the edges. And that's what this tree is really for. Hiding the edges there. Okay. And yeah, we'll just bring it all the way down. All the way down in front. I'll grab my palette knife, get a little bit of white, a little bit of brown. Just mix that right there. Maybe a little more white. Cut through that. And we're going to put a little trunk in this tree so you can kind of make sure we know that's a tree going up right there. All right. Go back with my highlight brush and put some highlights on this one. Let's start pretty light there towards the top. I like the dark silhouette against the Milky Way. There we go. And right there where the trunk is, I'm just sure to kind of go over part of that to blend it in, but still let it stick out. There we go. See, like right there, went over the bottom of it, so it blends it in, but still see that there's a trunk there. Go back and put a little bit more trunk in right through there. Again, I'll just touch over it, blend it in. There we go. We've got to do something on this side too. I'm going to grab my palette knife quick. And let's get some brown, some black. It's a dark color. And how about on this side, we got a big old rock right here. Big old rock. I'm just getting some paint on here, that's all. There we go. Probably can't see a lot of that, but you'll see some when we highlight here in a second. For that, I'll just mix up kind of a gray color. Might be a little blue in it, that's okay. It all looks good with this painting. Right over here, I'll just touch it very lightly. Just coming down. Very lightly. Just trying to just let this pull off whatever it's gonna pull off. Let it get darker to the bottom. And a little bit darker over to the edge. Let's make a big old rock right here. Okay. I'll put another big rock coming out right here. This one's a little bit brighter. Get a little more of the moon glow on it somehow. All right. And all we really got to do is fill up that spot right over there. In order to do that, I'll grab my fan brush. It's got the dark color on it. Put in a couple trees. Put in a couple more trees. How about what looks right? Right in here. All right, we'll even come right up near that moon right there. And just gently, just barely touch. Let it come down. we go. Down to there. Bring another big one up. Right there. Again, just touch on the corner. Let it come down. Can't see a lot of this right now, but it's going to take the highlights to make these trees come to life. Make sure I'm covering the edge of that waterfall. There we go. Grab my highlight brush. It's got some blue and gray and stuff in it. That's gonna be no problem. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna grab my palette knife. Put a couple trunks in here too. Just right here. A couple sticks coming up. Now I'll grab my highlight brush and go over these. Let's see. Very gentle touch up there. Again, I like that dark against the light, so I don't want to do too much with that. Right in here, you gotta have some highlights to make this stand out. There we go. All the way down to the bottom. Same thing right here. Just help this stand out. Putting some highlights on it. To the bottom. There's a couple weeds sticking up in there. Again, if you want to make sticks, you got to kind of run your knife through the liquid white. There you go. Let's put some sticks in there. There's a few sticks sticking up over here. Okay. Put a couple back here. Come up off that land. There's a little tree right there. You can kind of see hanging out. And I can see that I forgot to put a trunk in these trees back here. We'll get a couple in there too. You just put several sticks coming out. I got to go back to my highlight brush now. Have to just go over a couple spots just to make sure that trunk is blended in. Okay, same thing on this tree. Got to blend it in there. All right. Okay, and with that, I think we'll call this one complete. Really had a lot of fun doing this painting, and I think you will too. Until next time, remember, if I can paint, you can too. See you next time.